Real Madrid drew 1-1 with Girona last Friday, Valverde putting us ahead in the 51st minute, Lemar leveling it in the 62nd. And if that wasn't enough drama, Fran Garcia went down injured in the 38th, Abel Ruiz had to be stretchered off in the 83rd and replaced by Stuani, and then Mbappé picked up something in the 89th minute that has everyone sweating ahead of tonight in Munich. That is the world we are living in, people. Welcome to Ruido Blanco.
And tonight is the night everything either falls apart or becomes legend. Bayern Munich, Allianz Arena, second leg, 1 goal down. We have got the full fan temperature from this morning and the data breakdown of exactly how dangerous this tie really is. Let's get into it.
The night is here, Tio. Munich, second leg, everything on the line. And somehow, Real Madrid fans are spending this morning absolutely crying with laughter at Barcelona's expense. Madre mia, the timing of it all.
Look, I ran through every single comment thread this morning, and the dominant emotion, before nerves, before hope, before anything about Bayern, is pure, uncut schadenfreude about Barça going out of Europe again. It's almost impressive how predictable it is.
And fans are not holding back. One comment with over 440 upvotes, the most popular thing anyone said all day, was basically, may this iconic annual event, the one we witness year after year, never ever end. That's it. That's the take. Barça out of Europe, and Madrid fans are treating it like a national holiday.
What I love is the Lamine Yamal angle that fans are running with. Someone pointed out that at just 18 years old, he's apparently already been eliminated from European competition 4 times. Fans are calling it some kind of record, which, look, the math gets complicated depending on how you count. But the sentiment is clear. Even Barca's golden boy can't escape the curse.
Vamos. And then there's the banner joke. Someone said a specific banner in the stands has more Champions Leagues than Barça, and the replies are just laughing emojis for about 50 comments straight. This is the energy our fan base is bringing into tonight. Half anxiety, half absolutely roasting the eternal rivals.
Which is, honestly, a very Madrid thing to do. Process your own nerves by laughing at someone else's pain. Rafa, you've been running the sentiment on our UCL topic all morning. What are the fans actually feeling about tonight beyond the Barça jokes?
Okay, so here's where it gets interesting. And a little dark. There's a comment that's been circulating that basically maps out the last decade of Madrid optimism. 2016 to 2023, fans saying, we're going to win the 6th, then the new era starts, then we'll win the sextet, then this smells like champions, and next to every single year, just a red X. And then 2027 has a little hourglass emoji. It's brutal self-awareness.
That comment is doing a lot of work. Because it's funny, but it's also a genuine anxiety about whether this squad, this cycle, this Arbeloa era, whatever you want to call it, is actually capable of delivering in Europe. The jokes are a coping mechanism.
And then, on the other end of the spectrum, you've got fans who came to the comment sections purely to watch Jota's face when they got eliminated from the Champions League, referencing the PSG-Liverpool result, basically saying, I'm not even here for Madrid right now, I'm just here for rival suffering. That's where our fan base's head is at on matchday morning, Tio.
Look, I get it. When you've been through the Girona penalty saga, the VAR audio demands, the referee assignment scandal we covered yesterday, sometimes the easiest emotional release is just watching someone else have a worse week than you. And Barça obliged.
Now, on La Liga, because fans have not let that go, the tone has shifted slightly from pure conspiracy rage to something more like weary contempt. One fan wrote, and I'm translating this directly, "Good evening? This is what happens when you take them out of the Negrera League. They don't understand anything." That's the level of disdain right now.
The Negrera reference is doing heavy lifting in these threads. Fans are essentially saying Barça is so accustomed to favorable conditions in La Liga that when they face a level playing field in Europe, they can't compete. And the flip side, the argument that Madrid can't compete in La Liga because of referee bias, those two ideas are living side by side in the same comment sections.
Someone literally wrote, "In La Liga, I refuse to analyze anything because we're not competing on equal terms." That's where we are after the Girona draw, after everything. A segment of the fan base has emotionally checked out of the league entirely and is putting all remaining emotional energy into tonight in Munich.
Which, strategically speaking, might be the healthiest thing they can do. We've covered the La Liga grief extensively this week. The Movistar cancellations, the conspiracy charts, the Copa del Rey referee assignment outrage. Today, at least, the fans who've redirected toward Munich are probably in a better headspace for what's coming tonight.
Now let's talk Bellingham, because there's a small but passionate group of fans who are specifically rallying around Jude ahead of tonight. He came on as a substitute in the Girona match, he came on as a sub against Bayern in the first leg too, and fans are sending this energy of, Jude, play like never before, for Madrid and nothing else. Very pure, very emotional.
It's interesting because it's not a huge volume of conversation. Only a couple of fans really pushing this angle, but the intensity of it is notable. After weeks of the discourse being dominated by Mbappe debates and Vinicius arguments, there's something almost refreshing about fans just quietly believing in Bellingham tonight.
He's been a sub in recent matches, so we'll have to see what Arbeloa decides tonight, if Bellingham gets a start or comes off the bench again. But the fans who are invoking his name this morning feel like they're summoning something. Que barbaridad, the faith some of these people have.
And look, the context for tonight is genuinely difficult. Bayern haven't lost at home in this entire Champions League campaign. They've only conceded 3 goals in the Allianz all competition. Madrid are going there, needing to overturn a 1-goal deficit. The news is not great.
But you know what? The fans who are still believing, and there are more of them than you'd think given the mood of this week, they're not ignoring those numbers. They know the numbers. They're choosing to believe anyway. And honestly, that's Madridismo. That's what it's always been.
We covered the Cruz quote earlier this week, the historical Remontada data, the fan hope threads, and what's striking is that today, the morning of the match, fans have almost gone quiet on the tactical discussion. It's moved from analysis into something more spiritual. Either you believe or you don't.
The ones who don't believe are spending the morning laughing at Barça. The ones who do believe are writing poems to Bellingham and lighting metaphorical candles for the Remontada. And somewhere in the middle, the rest of us are just sitting here, running through every possible scenario and trying not to short-circuit.
That is the most accurate description of Real Madrid fan culture I've ever heard. Rafa, bottom line, what's the vibe going into tonight? 1 word.
Fatalistic optimism. 2 words, but you know what I mean. Fans expect it to go wrong, and they're going to believe until the last second anyway, because that's the only way to do this. Hala Madrid.
That's all from us this morning. The Allianz Arena awaits, and whatever happens tonight, we will have every reaction, every fan meltdown, every moment of joy or devastation covered for you tomorrow morning. Don't go anywhere.
Tomorrow's episode is going to be something, Theo. I genuinely don't know if it's going to be the greatest episode we've ever done or the most painful, but either way, we'll be here. Hala Madrid, you guay nada más. Fatalistic optimism. That's what the fans are running on. But Maria, you mentioned it yourself. The fans who are still believing know the numbers and are choosing to believe anyway. So let's actually look at those numbers because I have a feeling the data is going to make that fatalism feel very well earned. What are we actually walking into tonight?
Let's get straight into the numbers, Rafa. Bayern's set-piece threat in the first leg was not just dangerous, it was historically alarming. They generated 1.053 expected goals from set plays alone in that match. To put that in context, that single number exceeds the combined open play expected goals Madrid produced against both Mallorca and Girona in their last 2 league games.
Wait. Bayern's dead balls alone were more threatening than everything we created in open play across 2 Liga matches? That cannot be right. That is a crisis, Maria, not a statistic.
It is both. And the structural problem deepens when you look at corners specifically. Bayern generated 0.413 expected goals from corners in leg 1, winning 11 of them. Madrid won only 8 and generated 0.222 xG from those situations. Now remove Rudiger from Madrid's defensive box, and that gap does not just grow, it collapses.
Rudiger is the one who organizes everyone, who wins the first ball, who scares Kane in the air. Without him, who is doing that job? Huijsen? Militao? I am getting nervous just thinking about Harry Kane attacking a free corner.
That brings me to the second structural problem, Michael Olise. In leg 1, he completed 4 successful dribbles from 7 attempts, won 10 of his 15 individual duels, and created 2 chances, including the assist for Kane's second goal. He was rated 7.92 by the data models, the highest outfield rating on the pitch. Whoever Arbeloa puts at left-back tonight will be walking into a storm.
And Carreras is injured. So we are going to field someone at left-back who has never faced Olise at this level against a player who won 67% of his duels in the first leg? This matchup is the one that worries me most. This is where the tie could be lost.
The data agrees with you. Bayern generated 72 dangerous attacks in leg 1 compared to Madrid's 47. That is 53% more, and Ulis's side of the pitch was the primary engine. His combination with Kane, down Bayern's right channel, is the defining attacking partnership of this tie, and Madrid have no proven answer for it right now.
So Bayern are dangerous from dead balls, dangerous down the right flank, and we are missing the two players who would address both of those problems. What is Madrid's actual weapon here? Where does Arbeloa's team hurt them?
The counter-attack, and the numbers from leg 1 support it. Madrid completed 14 successful dribbles from 25 attempts, a 56% success rate. Bayern managed only 7 from 18, a 39% rate. Vinicius alone attempted 9 dribbles and won 5 of them. In transition, Madrid are genuinely dangerous.
So the plan is survive the set pieces, contain Ulis, and then hurt them on the break with Vinicius. That is a plan. That is something. But it requires Mbappé to be electric, and I heard he picked up something against Girona. How bad is it?
This is where the data becomes genuinely provocative. Mbappé has taken 122 shots in La Liga this season, 42% more than any other Madrid player. He is irreplaceable on paper, but in leg 1 he was substituted off, and 5 days later he picked up a fresh injury concern against Girona. Mbappé at 70% capacity cannot beat Jonathan Tah on the acceleration, which is the entire premise of the counter-attack plan.
So you are saying Arbeloa should drop him. That is a headline, Maria. That is a front page. You cannot leave out your top scorer for a Champions League semi-final second leg. The politics alone would...
The data does not care about politics. Look at what Bellingham produced in leg 1. 4 key chances created after coming off the bench. A Bellingham-Vinicius counter-attacking partnership with Arda Güler, threading passes from deep, is more cohesive and more explosive than a half-fit Mbappé, who cannot hold his run. Arbeloa will start him anyway, but the numbers say he probably should not.
Okay, bold prediction time. I need you to just tell me, do we go through or not?
My bold prediction is this: Bayern will score from a set piece before the 60th minute. Without Rudiger anchoring the box, Kane and Jonathan Tah will attack crosses and corners with minimal aerial resistance, and Bayern's 1.053 set piece expected goals from leg 1 is not an accident, it is a system. Madrid will create chances in open play, and their dribbling numbers suggest they will threaten on the counter, but they will convert fewer than their expected goals imply. If Mbappé starts below full fitness, Bayern advance. And right now, the data says he probably will not be fully fit.
So there you have it. Fatalistic optimism from the fans, and something closer to just plain fatalism from the data. The fans are lighting candles for Bellingham, and Maria's models are pointing at a Bayern set piece before the hour mark. Both things can be true, and tonight we find out which one matters more. Whatever happens in the Allianz Arena, we will be here tomorrow morning with every reaction, every number, every moment of glory or heartbreak fully dissected. The fans will have their say, the data will have its verdict, and Ruido Blanco will have it all. Hala Madrid, ire nada más.